So, guys, we need to talk. Run the intro.
This beat is dead, call this murder. Ink in my pen and my pad, it gets red in the lab. Fire in my eyes, now I'm quick with the jab. Trying to get this bag, but Ja rules. Hallelujah.
Hey guys, been a long time, but I'm back. I am back, and we need to talk about cameras. And most importantly, we need to talk about camera storage. Now, if you're now getting into film or you're getting into videography, and you just bought your first camera, you need some accessories. And one of the most important accessories is memory cards. And the reason why this is one of the most important accessories is when you film something, you need for this to go somewhere. Now, when I first started film school, we actually started off with a 4 gig memory card. But that was like 10 years ago. Yeah, that was like 10 years ago, and we were just doing photography for that course. So a 4 gig memory card back then was pretty good. It wasn't like a whole set, but you could have had like a good few pictures with a 4 gig memory card. Now that it really can't get away with a 4 gig memory card, I would say at least start with a 32. If you want, you could buy a 32 and a 16 gig for backup. When I bought my first DSLR, I actually started with a 32 gig, and then I got a 16 gig as the backup. That was my go-to for a good few months. Yeah, probably close to a year, because we were just doing short conference. I mean, you're not going to shoot no movie with a 32 gig memory card, right? Unless you split up the movie. But for like YouTube videos, Instagram videos, and short form content, a 32 gig memory card is a good starter. And for most cameras, that will be sufficient enough. Sufficient enough. But when you're going like higher end cameras, you need to look at other factors. So the other day, for Prime Day, there were some memory cards on sale, and I actually bought a few. That was the 256 gigabyte cards. I will leave a link in the description. Most likely they are no longer on sale, but for Prime Day they were really discounted. So I bought like 5 of them. And yeah, so I bought 5 of them, but the only thing is that I also bought another card. So I bought a 64 gig and I bought 5 of the 256 gigabyte cards. The reason being is that the 64 gig that I bought, that is a V90 card, and it has a read-write speed of up to, I think, 2,000 megabytes per second or some craziness like that. It's really, really fast. So the camera that I'm currently shooting on, the Sony, that actually needs a very fast memory card to record in 4K, the highest 4K that it has. And it wouldn't, if you don't have that memory card in the camera, the option basically would not work. You would click the option and it will tell you that the memory card does not support this option. The 256 gigabyte, however, that is a good memory card for like the overflow, or if you have it as a backup. If you're taking photography, it writes slower to the card, but you could take a whole lot more photos. So like for me, I also use this camera for like photography. You can check that link out in the description. But when I go to like car shows or any event where I know I wouldn't have to take photos quickly, I could like take a photo, move around, take a photo, move around. But if I'm just practicing, I would actually walk with the 256 gigabyte card, because that means that I could take like close to like 2,000, 3,000 raw photos, and the card would still have space. And even if I'm doing video, I would just shoot the video at a lower frame rate, or not frame rate, a lower quality. So I would probably shoot at like 1080p, which the card does support 1080p, and it does support 4K, but just the lower version of 4K. I think is the codec is different. But yeah, so guys, when you buy memory cards, make sure to know exactly what you want to achieve, and also pay attention to those things, because you might see memory cards on sale, but the memory card that you buy might not be able to get you what you want. Another note before I go, the memory cards also, the read and write speed also help when you're dumping photos. For me, I use an external card reader, and on the 64GB card, it finishes really quick. So when I actually first recorded this video, it actually stopped because I ran out of space. Again, 64GB at this quality is not a lot, but to take off like 60GB, it took me like 5 minutes to come off the card. Whereas with a cheaper memory card, the read and write speed is a lot slower. So like one of my old cards, that 32GB might have taken like 20 minutes or like closer to half an hour. So sometimes I just used to like put it to download and then go and do something else. But with this card, it's much faster. Also, different cameras use different memory card types. Be careful when buying it. I personally got caught with the CF card because the Sony uses a CF card, but it used the CF Express card, which is smaller, and I bought a CF card, which is a lot bigger. So I have a 64 gig CF card that I just use for storage right now. But yeah, guys, this is Stories with Steve-O, and peace, chicken grease, and see you guys in the next one. Boom!